It's content drop time. We have 3 new Vision Pro Apple Arcade games and the first new immersive video experience from Apple since the launch of the Vision Pro. Let's talk about it. First up, we have Alto's Odyssey Remastered. If you've played any of the Alto games in the past, you'll be right at home with this Vision Pro version. It's an endless runner with super simple controls. Pinches effectively replace taps, so pinch to jump and pinch and hold to start backflipping. Dodge obstacles, grab power-ups, and perform tricks to go faster, and collect coins to unlock and upgrade abilities. In terms of the spatial aspects of the game, it's essentially a 2D game but with added stereoscopic 3D depth. There's also an optional immersive environment that can be turned on or off that dynamically changes with the background of the actual game. While I feel this is all pretty baseline for what an iPad to Vision OS conversion should be, the presentation is thoughtfully done, and the base game is solid. I also appreciate the ability to turn off the immersive environment, so I like this one. Next up, we have Gibbon Beyond the Trees. Similar to Alto's Odyssey, this is another 2D runner, but this time you're swinging, running, and sliding through a jungle. Controls are a bit finicky. You're pinching and holding to swing, double pinching to run, and then pinch zooming to slide. It never feels completely responsive, and I felt there was always a gamble if one of the more complicated actions would actually take or not. The gameplay also didn't grab me, especially early on. There isn't enough nuance in the gameplay or level design to warrant trying to master the game, and no additional incentive to do so. It's trying to tell a story through its campaign, but without an engaging base gameplay, it's hard to find reasons to press on. Otherwise, the visuals are very nice. The 3D effect is good and the dynamic environment is pretty nice as well. But you're also not given the choice to disable it. So in the end, I wasn't really feeling this one. Our last game is Spire Blast. This is a full 3D spatial game where you're shooting matching colored blocks to try to knock down as much of the block tower as possible. It's a pretty straightforward mobile style game where you progress through levels, earn stars, and use power-ups once in a while. It's mildly interesting at first just for the novelty of the block tower sitting in your space, but there isn't much to this game in the long term. It's weird from a UX perspective that there are dedicated buttons to rotate the towers, but you can't actually pinch to rotate. But the real killer is the game performance. Frame rate here is very poor. It's immediately noticeable, distracting, and actively detracts from the experience. So this one is another miss for me. Switching gears, Apple had an exciting content drop for Vision Pro owners in the form of a new immersive video, 2023 MLS Cup highlights. It's essentially a soccer highlight reel, but all shot in immersive video. It effectively feels like you're on the field, on the sidelines, watching events unfold. Unfortunately, the video is only 5 minutes long and it aggressively cuts from scene to scene. For something like this, it would be nice to allow viewers to spend some extra time just taking in a scene and looking at all the details. There's also noticeable artifacting that detracts somewhat from the experience, but hopefully that's something that can be cleaned up as immersive video improves and evolves. Now, I'm no soccer fan, but wow, if Apple can provide live sports in this fashion, or even delayed full games, I guarantee most Vision Pro owners would become sports fans overnight. My only hope is that Apple continues to pump out content in the short term and grows immersive video into a capable and compelling format in the long term. There is just so much potential here. An immersive video edition, for example, of a Taylor Swift concert would be in and of itself a killer app and a system seller, let alone the potential for other live events, documentaries, or anything else that can benefit from immersive video. So this one gets a thumbs up from me. And also it's free, so definitely check it out. Something else to check out are my other Vision Pro videos right here.